Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So, it's a beautiful, wet Pacific Northwest day up here in the mountains. I have a special guest here with me. I'm sure a lot of y'all recognize that guy. If you don't, you should go check out his channel. I'll put a link down below, but it should be a lot of fun. We're going to be out here for 2 days, 2 very wet days, so please forgive all of the raindrops that are going to be on the camera. But we're going to head down the hill, and we are going to be getting some cool material and take you along. All right, so walking down here, I'm just picking up agates. Look at this guy just surface picking. But all of this is what we're going for. He's already hard at work.
Right there. That's where that piece I left. It's right there.
Hey.
So I have to get the old chisel. You can see right there.
Oh, I see it moving.
Yeah.
Let's look at a piece of this.
Yeah, it's a little crumbly there. But yeah, I think that piece in there will be solid.
Nice. Okay, I thought I'd show you what I'm working out of the hole. Let's see, let's look at this piece right here. What do you think, Leica? Nice soft blue. Here. Oh god, that wants to go. Like hold on. Look at the color of that. Yeah. Teal. Mm-hmm. The big piece wants to come out here. Oh. I don't know about that. Making a little pile here, but this big piece right here started to move. So, yeah, maybe you can see through all of the thick mud, all of this beautiful blue material. We're not exactly sure what this is. Chert, jasper.
Yeah.
Not sure. I'll determine once we get back at home in the shop and can do some gravity and hardness testing. It looks a little chert-like based on how it's fracturing, but that has yet to be determined. But it's beautiful, beautiful material. If you look over here, well, it's a mud pit, but it's fun, and we're filling up some little buckets, which is good. I got one big piece going in the hole here that I'd like to get out, and then we might be heading out to another spot.
And then we'll think about inviting the crew, huh?
Yeah, I could think of maybe 5 people that would be into it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, a lot of people, in my experience,
I would.
they say they're into digging. They ain't into digging.
No.
There's this idea of digging and then it's not.
Well, I've taken so many people out, and they'll just say, "You mean it's not here by where we park?"
Okay, so we just finished up digging, and I'm fascinated by how long you've been rockhounding.
Yeah.
Like, you said how long?
Since the early '80s.
Early '80s.
Yeah.
I mean, so you've kind of seen it go from being popular.
Well,
because it ebbs and flows. Like the popularity of it comes and goes. And
it has, but see, like when I was young, I knew a group of guys that rockhounded, and they talked about it all the time. And they were traveling this country. They were here in the '40s.
Wow.
You know, rockhounding out here in Ellensburg and these hills and everything. And they told me a lot about, you know, what they did. And I seen their collections, which was spectacular. But they also told me, you know, things to look for. you know, what, you know, like where to find stuff and all of that. But yeah, like when I was younger, you used to be able to drive a lot of these roads.
Yeah.
Now you can't.
A lot of it's just been gated off by
Been gated
Forest Service
Forest
and
Service and things like
yeah.
that, and which has made it better in some ways, but in other ways, you know, the places have deteriorated. You know, slide areas and things like that, so you can't get in there. But it's still, you know, a lot of fun. But now there's getting to be a lot more people that are getting interested, which is nice because the young people are getting out there. And like I learned from the old people, they were telling me, and now I get to tell young people, you know, what to look for, the things that I found, where I found it. Yeah.
I do have a question for you, and this is something I try to ask as many people as I can get to answer it. Do you think areas actually get tapped out, like material entirely wiped out by rockhounds?
Surface material,
Surface material, yeah,
yes.
absolutely. I agree with that. I agree.
Yeah, surface material, but it's like here, you know, up above us here, we got red top.
Yes, red top's up that way.
Yes, and probably they've been 70 years up in there.
Yeah, I've read some accounts from like the 30s
Yes.
of people going up to red top and surface picking like a bucket in like a minute. Just, you know, we're talking big,
Yes.
big chunky agates just on the ground.
Yeah, but still, when you come up here every year, thousands of people come up here.
I mean, we've been up here and we've done great.
And there's still material up there.
Absolutely.
Like this whole mountainside. There's, I mean, look, I mean, you find agate walking around.
It's funny. So this is kind of the first like bigger rain of the year, I guess. And
Yes.
and there's just agates popping out of the ground.
And you know, people have been walking here for decades.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if the only time that I think anything gets tapped out if it's commercially done.
True.
You know, then they're in there with big equipment, but people with their picks and stuff, that's going to be pretty difficult.
I mean, yeah. I mean, how much can a person really?
Yeah.
I mean, what? Like, I mean, at most, I have some little tubs that I fill up, and
Sure.
I'm super happy. So,
Yeah. I mean, look, we were just down there, and how much material's still there?
tons, infinites, and no, people can't get it all.
No.
So,
No, I could go down there for the rest of my life, or for the rest of your life. You know,
Hey.
my life. You know, that might not be that long, but
you never know. I mean, I'm getting up there. So.
yes. But you know, you could probably go down there and probably dig for till you're done rock hounding.
Yeah.
So you know, that's the way I look at it.
That's the thing. Like, so much material just goes. I mean, think about an area, let's say, a football field size.
Sure.
If you dig down a foot, and you hit a layer of material that spans out across that's even just 2 feet thick. The sheer volume of that material, it's a mind-blowing amount of
Sure.
work and material for a man to
Oh, yeah.
get out.
Yeah, the only way you could do it is with heavy equipment.
Yeah.
And then
Then that's, well, I mean, mining operations aside, rock hounding, it's hard to tap out an area unless it's just
okay.
super sparse. Like,
Sure.
you know, you find the one agate.
Now I could see it maybe in a river.
Okay.
There you can tap them out because you've gotten all the material and the rest of the materials up in the side of the
True.
banks, and it's probably got trees and stuff growing on it, and it may not ever get flooded again. So that material's stuck there, and whatever's in the river, you know, people picked up.
Yeah, that might have been from like a once a decade flood event
Sure.
type
Yeah.
of a situation. Cool.
So
Well, it's always I love getting other people's perspective on that because that's always like a topic, you know, that
Sure.
pops up is it's all the material's gonna get gone, you know, like
oh no, it's like green water. That's a popular area, and the places that I dug when I was younger in my 20s, you know, it's all growed up. I mean, you go up there and there's trees that size where I used to dig. You know, I'm just like, wow, that's happened in my lifetime. But in those places, you don't go in there, but people are still in there. There's so much material in the whole area that even if that area is gone, the whole area has a lot of material.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
just like here.
I would also point to like a place like Hanson Creek.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, people are still pulling out crystal out of that hill.
Oh, sure.
And it's like, we've gone there once, but it's like 30, 40 minutes from Seattle.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, and the further you get away from these big metro areas, I mean, we live in a very sparsely populated area of Washington, and we go places, then there's just nobody and no sign of digging and no sign of even surface picking. So, like, you can get away from the populations and find fresh stuff.
You look at probably over 70% of my videos, no one else has been there.
Yeah.
I mean, like this here. You're the next person that's been there.
Well, that's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean,
Okay, I think this is drawn out. We're gonna go hit up some other spots, and I'll take you along for the ride. These geodes coming out of this basalt. Give you an idea of the size of that. That would be that's more work than I want to put in.
Yeah, look at the one down underneath here too.
Oh wow. Yeah, I mean, that's super cool.
Yeah. But can you imagine trying to split this?
No, I don't want to split this.
And I think this one here has some in it too, if I recall.
Sarah, get Leica to hop up so people can see how big this boulder is. Makes you wonder, like, how many geodes are inside that.
I know. That's what I've always been wondering.
I mean, what? You would have to have like a roto hammer and like feather wedges.
Yeah, I got a bunch of feather wedges, but I don't have nothing to really drill that.
Yeah, you'd have to what?
Actually, what I would like to do is drill it and then get that expandable mortar.
Oh yeah, that's for those that don't know. There's a product, and you can drill a hole. You dump it in, and where it's exposed to air gets hard, and it creates hydraulic pressure on the inside. And if you do it in a line across the rock, you can split you can split the world.
Yeah.
You have enough of it.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
You just come back tomorrow and pick up what you ended
Yeah.
up. There's another one up there by where she's at.
Got some mushrooms out here.
Yeah. Yeah, he was talking that amethyst color. It does kind of do that.
Yeah. Very cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. Wait till you see the amount of rock up here.
A little tiny piece right there. So, a little piece of advice. If you ever see a rock sitting in an unnatural position, definitely go pick it up. That's kind of cool. Oh, hey. Actually, you know what, Sarah? Let's take that. I kind of like some of that with where it's in the matrix. That's pretty cool. But look at that right there. Very cool. And, I mean, the matrix is the best rock ever. Basalt. Hey. Little pockets of it all throughout.
The other side's got the geode on it. And yeah.
I don't want to carry that out. Yeah, that's a cool area.
Yeah. And see, the more you get that way, the less people have been.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's the cooler rule.
That's right.
If you can't bring a cooler, it's cooler. Yeah. So we are at the dispersed campsite outside of Liberty, Washington. And let's look at some of this material we got. Check that out. This stuff is going to look absolutely gorgeous when it's all slabbed up. This piece over here I think is going to be really good. Look at that bright blue in that. Same with this piece. That's the right size. I can start just to slice it off, and it's very solid. But all of it is really, really cool. I mean, even these little pieces you could polish up. You can make something out of if you're into making things. We got a fair amount. There's some agates. We were just surface picking. Little agate nodule there. But it should be a lot of fun tomorrow as well. Tomorrow we're going to be hitting up another spot of Kris's. So nice that he's willing to show us his places so we can pick up some of this cool material. That will be another video though. I'll try to keep this one timely, but we'll be back in the shop and look at the stuff all nice and clean. What an absolutely amazing trip. Other than the rain and the wind and all of that, which made the filming, well, challenging to say the least. I mean, living out here, we don't exactly have the problems of the wet the same way you do on the west side. And of course, it was amazing to get out there with Kris, Old Guy Adventures, talk to him, learn things. I mean, he's without a doubt an expert on the area, and you'll be seeing more of that in the coming video because it's a two-parter. Anyways, let's look at the material. I have done some identification so you can see what this looks like. So I know this looks really cracked up on camera, and you can see that bottom right there. Now I did cut this, and well, there's a couple of breaks, but you know, you can see that too. All of this that looks like it has a crack in it, it's not actually cracked, it's filled in with a material. So having done the identifying of this, I'm pretty confident in saying that it is chert, or between a chert and a jasper. So that's where I'm landing with this. Here's some more variation of it, so you can kind of see some of the difference, or it in its more natural state. I think this is beautiful. It's got that light green, light blue, brownish appearance to it, which I think is awesome. And well, I got some big pieces of it, and well, I'm not going to show you all of it because there's too much, but we got lots and lots to process out. Some of it, of course, as you can see here, does have fractures running through it. At which point, you know, it's, and he brought this up, that it can be a challenge. You see I got that little void there, to get solid material out of it, but when you do, it's really, really nice. So there's that. There's also this that I picked up in the video. And once again, I'm sorry, you know, I try to do high quality videos, cinematography, but it was rough out there in all the rain. So what we have here is, I don't know, obviously that's quartz pocket. Here is some basalt that I picked up from where you can pick up all those geodes. So what I want to do with this, since it's like the perfect shape, I'm gonna probably cut this out and then start back slicing to see if there's anything neat inside it. That'll probably be a lot of fun. What else? When we were up there and I was digging in that mud hole, for the most part, Sarah went and surface picked agates. So you can kind of see she picked up that, which that's really nice. That's a good piece. I like these seams that you get up there where you can see the host rock texture. I don't know, that appeals to me for some reason. But a lot of this is just float agate. I mean, it has some cool textures to it. I like that stuff up at Red Top. So that was kind of fun, you know. Once again, driving rain. Let's look at some of the stuff wet so you can kind of see a little bit better. You know, I'm not going to polish it up for this video, mostly because, well, I don't have time. But let's look at these. I mean, this material right here really well, it appeals to me. I don't know. It's something different, not something you typically see in videos. Everybody's going for that agate. Everybody's doing that, which I understand. But it's nice to have something different. So, anyways, here is what Kris calls a picture stone. Chert jasper, whatever. He also brought some rocks for me. So, I mean, and he polished this up with these guys. These polishing pads that you can buy on Amazon. I'll put a link down below to them. They're nice. They're a great starting entry level way of polishing stuff up. You just Velcro them onto this thing. Use your drill, and you can start polishing. So there's that piece of jasper. Quartz running through it. Gorgeous rock. This piece of jasper. I mean, you can see the light reflecting in it. I mean, it's an awesome piece. So this is something that I'm not super familiar with, but this is quartz and epidote. We don't have any of that out here. I don't have any in my collection, but that'll look really cool polished up. And lastly, since we're starting to run long, that poppy jasper. Absolutely gorgeous. How about there? Well, anyways, hey, everybody, thank you so much for joining us on this adventure. If you liked it, please hit the subscribe button down below, and I'll catch you on the next one. Part 2 will be coming up next.